back to your mats. I hope you guys are doing good. Getting outside and getting a little fresh air and having plenty of time for introspection. So the request came from Switzerland for a yin sequence. So that's what we'll do today. So we will start on our back. So go ahead and lie down. Find a comfortable position. Sometimes that means the knees are bent. It gives a little more freedom for the curves of the spine to just be how they naturally are. So go ahead and lie down on your back. And just begin to feel the weight of the body against the floor. Begin to welcome back the attention on the breath. And just feel that coming home. That sensation as we rejoin our mat. And already things begin to just soften. The tension in the face begins to drop away. The jaw is soft and easy. The breath just begins to come and go more consciously. This breath draws us into the present moment. Just allows us to feel safe and secure. Allows us and reminds us to know that we are okay. As long as we are breathing, there is more okay than not okay. So settle in and begin to really feel that breath in the body. Tracing that breath through the tip of the nose, through the nasal passages, down the throat, into the chest, and through the rib cage. And tracing that breath as it leaves the body. Feeling that natural rhythm and connection. Begin to feel our true self emerging, and the chatter of the mind and the descriptions of who we think we are beginning to drop away. And let's allow that right knee to just hug in towards the chest. Leaving that left foot just bent on the floor and hugging the knee in. You can leave your eyes closed if that feels comfortable to you. We'll take an inhale and just release that right foot down. Then draw the left knee in towards the chest. Pulling it in. Leaving the right knee bent to protect the low back. Inhaling, release that right foot down, draw the left knee in, pulling it in as you exhale. Inhale, place that foot back on the ground. Exhale, draw the left knee in. Inhale, place it back on the ground. We're just alternating these little compressions on the abdominal cavity as you marry the breath and the movement together. Releasing both feet to the ground, and then we'll just let that right leg float up. You can take your hands behind the shin or the calf, or the thigh. Taking a gentle hamstring stretch, just drawing the leg in the direction of the body. Pressing out through the heel. And just breathing. Shoulders and head resting on the ground. So when we connect to the breath, when we're present, and when we're in this moment, we begin to let other things drop away. Fear, tension, anxiety. And we can just be here, knowing that we're safe, knowing that we're secure. continue pressing out through the right heel, just allowing the muscles in the back of the leg to soften. Just warming those muscles with breath. And we'll take a half happy baby, bending the right knee and holding the right foot, or holding behind the thigh, drawing that right knee towards the right armpit. Leaving that left foot on the ground as your anchor. Inviting in openness, allowing the body time to open. Time to come into the pose and into the breath. Releasing that foot, we're going to hold the knee in the right hand or perhaps reach for the big toe. And we're going to begin to open that knee up to the right or extend out through the right heel. Take your left hand and place it on the left hip to re-ground. So both hips are balanced on the ground. You feel that sacrum still on the ground. And we're just extending out through the heel. The knee can stay bent if that feels better in your body. So just decide what works for you today. And the breath will tell you if you've gone too far, the breath starts to get a little restricted and more effortful. Bending that right knee, bringing it back into the center. We'll shimmy the hips a little bit over to the left. And just let that right knee drop, taking a twist. Right arm can reach out. And just breathing breath up and down the spine. If you'd like to do a little self-assist, the left hand can just rest on top of the right knee as you twist around. As we breathe, we begin to be more present. We begin to see the gifts that we have. The ability to go for walks with our family. The ability to have time with pets. And time to nest in our own homes. To generate energy in our own homes. To fill up our space with vitality. Sleeping more, cooking more, doing things that nurture ourselves. Incredible gifts that we would not have given to ourselves, that we don't give to ourselves as we connect typically to being busy, to be overscheduled. Now we have the opportunity as that drops away to just be present, just be here. Roll back onto your back. Plant both feet on the ground. Knees bent. Close your eyes and just feel the sensations riding through the right side of the body. Observe the sensations in the left side of the body. And then extend that left leg up towards the sky, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh or the calf, and drawing the leg inward towards the body. Pressing out through your heel and drawing down through the hip. Noticing how far you can go naturally, finding that point of resistance and then just staying there, meeting that place with breath and giving it time to soften. Keep your head and shoulders just relaxing on the ground. Maybe taking a moment of gratitude for something that you've been able to do in the last week or two that you don't normally give yourself time or space to do. Moment of gratitude for that. I know I've been doing a whole lot more yoga videotaping than I ever did before. So gratitude for that. That's my gratitude moment. Right, for being able to share this practice with friends who I haven't shared yoga with in a long time. Now we'll bend that knee. You can hold behind the thigh, drawing that knee towards the left armpit, or grab the outside edge of the foot and draw that knee towards the armpit, leaving your ankle just over the knee. And breathing in and breathing out. And then we'll hold that left knee with the left hand, bringing it out. Or we can take the big toe and extend that left heel out to the left. Leaving the right knee bent. And just reaching out through the left heel, opening up through the inner groin. Left knee can stay bent if that feels better on your hamstrings. So just finding some space here. Breath being that key to unlocking the body. Slow and steady. And then bending that knee, drawing it across the body for a spinal twist, tucking those hips a little bit over to the left. So we have a straight spine from shoulder through the hips, through your heel, and we're just twisting around that long axis of the spine. When I used to travel a lot for work, I'd lay out a hotel towel and do some yoga in the mornings. And this pose was always a dangerous pose. You look under the bed and you go, oh my God. When was it cleaned last? And then roll back onto your back. Hug the knees into the chest. And just begin to roll. Rolling up and down the spine. Then we'll come to our hands and knees for cat cow. Allowing our joints to be stacked so we're supported. And then we just begin to let those low ribs float down as the gaze gently shifts upward, and we keep pressing through the shoulders. So we don't want to dump into the shoulders, we keep lifting. Exhale, curl the spine around and lift up those ribs. Inhale, fill up with breath. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, stretching the underside of the spine, compressing the backside. And then doing the opposite as you exhale. Stretching the backside of the spine, compressing the underside. Take a few more breaths here. Here we'll curl our toes under. Just lift yourself to a gentle bent knee down dog. Swaying the hips a little bit to the left and right. Maybe swinging the heels a little left and right as well. This beautiful, simple inversion. The head dropping below the heart, allowing the heart's wisdom to pour into the head and fill it up with love. Letting that judging mind drop away and that loving mind engage. Coming to a still down dog. Pressing the earth away with your hands and drawing the energy down through the heels. Feeling the back of your ribs and the sides of your ribs expand with breath on the inhale and knit back together on the exhale. And then look between your thumbs. Slowly walk those feet up to the hands. Bending forward. Roll up like a rag doll. Knees bent. One vertebra rolling over the next, over the next, over the next. Standing in mountain pose. Roll those shoulders down and back. So try to take that tuck out of the tailbone. Pulling the tailbone down. Tucking, untucking the spine so it's nice and long. Lift your toes up, spread them out. Lay the neck down. Fingers can spread. Collarbones widening. Just let your eyes close here. Let yourself be in your breath. Let your breath be you. We're going to raise our arms just halfway up, coming straight out from the shoulders. Reaching out wide. Bring the hands through to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up. Arms halfway. Bring the hands together at the heart. Inhale, reach the arms and rest the way up. Swan dive out and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms just out to the shoulder point. Reaching out. And then bring them into prayer. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale and fold. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale and fold. Arms come halfway up, just out to the shoulder level. Into prayer. Inhale up. Exhale those arms down by your side. And just pause in mountain again. Feeling really spacious. Filling up with breath through the collarbones, through the rib cage. Big and full. Good. And then let's fold forward. Taking a nice deep knee forward fold. Pedaling out one knee and then the other, letting one heel pop off the ground and then the other. So we're just getting into the fluids, warming up the fluids in the joints of the knees and the hips. You can leave your head hanging low. And then find stillness. Maybe the knees are bent a lot or a little. Just interlace the forearms and let your head hang. If you need to go deeper, you can begin to straighten the legs more. And the hips are still lifting. The hips lifting up towards the sky as the legs are straightening. Applying equal pressure through all four corners of the foot. The big toe mound and the little toe side. The inner and outer heel pressing down. Let's release those hands down to the floor. Step the left foot back and just lay that left knee on the ground for a low lunge. So we're going to have that right knee stacked over the right ankle. Hands on the floor. If you have blocks at home, you can place those blocks under to give you a little more height. And we'll just pull back through the right hip as we lengthen, pressing down through the top of the left foot. Belly drawing up and in. Reaching from tailbone to top of head. Just trying to release through that left hip flexor. Nothing big, nothing bold here, just softening into the tight parts of the body, making space where there was maybe some limitation or constriction before. As we release the tight parts of the body, we begin to move energy through our system. One more breath here. And then we'll just shift the hips back, walking the hands back, pulling the toe to the face, folding out over that right leg. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to softening, lowering the body towards the thigh as much as is plausible and reasonable in your body today. Pulling from tailbone through top of head, folding inward. Turning inward through breath. Back knee stays on the ground. You can stay right here, stretching back through that right hip, or you can lower the hands down to the ground. And just letting yourself fold inward. Right knee is in line with the ankle. So maybe the toes, ankle, and knee want to come out to like 30 degrees, or maybe they just won't feel good staying parallel to the outer edge of the mat. So you decide what feels good in your body. And then send breath. Swirl it through the right hip. Clear out any blockages. Imagine that breath going in and just circling around and clearing anything out. One more nice, long, even breath. And then bring those hands to the ground. Under the shoulders, sweep that right leg straight back out from the hip. Reaching through the top of the head and pressing out through your right heel. So allow that right leg to be just parallel to the floor. Take another breath here and just feel the strength and the power in the belly helping support that leg. And then we're going to set the right foot down outside the left edge of your mat. Ball of the foot is on the ground, you're pressing back through your heel, and then begin to look over your left shoulder, stretching your right side body. Pulling the right rib cage away from the right hip as you look over that left shoulder. And then really look at that right heel and press it out as well. So the thighs engaged here also. Upper right thigh squeezing towards the left. And then come back. Bring both knees under you. We're going to curl all 10 toes under. Begin to walk those hands back. If this is really intense in the feet, big pressure in the hands. If it's more possible for you, you can come all the way up, letting the hips rest over those heels and applying a little more pressure onto the feet. And then we'll interlace the fingers, squeeze those elbows in, and take the arms above the head. If above the head feels like too much, leave the arms out to any degree. Just squeeze those elbows in and begin to press those hands towards the wall in front of you or the ceiling above you to stretch the hands. Feel the attention in the feet, right? Maybe you need to come up and lift the hips off the heels. Maybe it's too much right now. One more breath. Release those hands, release the feet. You can paddle out the feet. And then we'll curl the toes under, take it down to that. Lifting the hips up and back. Bending one knee and then the other, pedaling out those feet. And then walking the feet up towards the hands. Inhale and halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Step the right foot back, allowing that right knee to come to the ground and the left knee to be above the left ankle. Hands on the floor or blocks, whatever feels better to you, whatever you have available. If this is too much to the hands on the floor, you can always just interlace the hands on the knee and press back. So listen to your body and just adapt and modify where you need to, right? There's no one right way to do a pose, and there's only one wrong way to do a pose, and that's to stop breathing. Everything else is fair game. So listen to your body. Notice where you're applying a little too much pressure, or if you have any tension. Is the jaw relaxed? Is the face relaxed? Allowing a little more softness to come in. Letting go of a little bit of the effort of the pose and just being in your breath. Just allowing that right hip flexor to stretch and open. And then we'll begin to walk those hips back. Hands on either side of the front knee as the toes pull back. We inhale and lengthen, and then we exhale and fold. Reaching the top of the head towards the toes. back for the head. And we don't sit the hips all the way back towards the heel. We leave those hips just lifted above the knee. Just working your way in with the breath. Noticing where you need to apply a little more breath. And if you're pulled out of the present moment, just notice that as well and return your attention to the breath. Let's begin to walk those hands forward. Bring the hands to the inside of that left foot. Walk that left foot to the outer edge of the mat. If it feels better to you, you can spin the toes out and spin the knee out a little bit towards about 30 degrees. And then if it's available to you, you can come down to the forearms. And if that feels like too much and the breath becomes restricted, then just come back up onto the hands. So notice whatever sensation shows up for you in the body and where that sensation is landing. Meet that sensation with breath. Swirling the breath around the left hip, clearing out any blocked energy, any cobwebs or sticky stuff, any emotional residue in there. Clear it out with the breath. One more breath here. And then beginning to come back up onto your hands if you're on your forearms. Bring those hands under the shoulders and sweep that left leg straight back up from the hip. Pressing through the heel, leveling out the hips. Drawing the belly up and in. Feeling a little bit of lightness in that leg as you press through the heel. Feel the effort dropping away and that sensation that you could just be here all day and it wouldn't matter. You'd be fine. And then we'll allow that left foot to land on the right side of the mat with the toes curled under. Begin to press into that left hand as you look over the right shoulder. As you look for the right toes and press out through, left toes and press out through the left heel. And feel that stretch through the intercostal muscles, those muscles between your ribs, making space between the ribs and the hip. Bring that knee back under you. And let's go ahead, curl the toes under, take your down dog. Lifting up through the hips. Settling a little bit of the weight back towards the heels as you press the earth away with the hands. As you fill up the back of the rib cage with breath. One more long, slow inhale. Open the mouth, pour out the breath. Let's lower those knees down to the ground and we're going to take a puppy dog pose. So a puppy dog is kind of like a down dog, but we're going to add a child's pose in with the upper body. So we're going to have the hips high. The hips are over the knees, and we're just going to begin to melt the forehead towards the floor, melting through the chest. Palms press down, shoulders pull back. Send the breath wherever the body's asking it to come to. Really press through those hands as you pull back through the hips. So you can feel some extension through the lower arms, through the upper arms, through the armpits. Melting the heart with each exhale. Now let's come all the way down onto our bellies. Make a pillow with your hands, rest your forehead there, and breathe one cycle of breath. Sphinx pose, walk those elbows in. So elbows are just under the shoulders, palms are on the floor. And then pull your chest forward, draw your shoulders down your back. Press the tops of the hips, the pelvis into the floor to elongate through the front of the spine. Cycling that breath through, bringing you to the present moment. Dropping away fears and anxieties and insecurities and just being here, full of breath, full of this present moment. And then we'll take a half frog, or if you like full frog, go for it. So half frog, we're just going to take the left knee out. So the left knee is going to be straight out from the hip, and the ankle is just straight under the knee. And then we lay ourselves back down. Full frog is an opening up of the inner groin. The knees come apart, the feet and ankles are right under the knees. And then we bring the hips back. So instead of shifting them forward, we pull the hips back and we engage the inner groin. I hope frogs don't actually feel like this. Because I sure would not want to be a frog if this is how I felt all the time. So breathe in. Breathe into that place of resistance. That place where you found some tightness and some congestion. And breathe it out. If you're in half frog, go ahead and switch sides. Sliding that bent knee and leg back in towards the straight leg. And then drawing that opposite knee out to the side. Flexing through the heel and through the ankle. And finding your breath on that side. If you're in full frog, you can just stay here and suffer. If it's too much, come out. Know when you've had enough, right? These yin poses, we hold a little bit longer. So it takes a little more effort to calm the mind in these poses. We have to connect more deeply to the breath to keep us present, keep us calm, and allow that opening to just find its way in. One more cycle of breath, long and slow. If you're in half frog, just slide that bent leg to meet the straight. If you're in full frog, we're just going to slide forward, slide those legs back together. And then rest on your forehead. Laying the forehead onto the palms, onto the hands, the back of the hands, not the palms. And then we'll bend the knees and just rock the knees left and right, rocking the feet left and right, windshield wipering the feet. This is a nice little massage for the quads as well. It just feels really, really nice. And then we'll let that left foot float to the ground. Reach back with your right hand, grab that right foot, and just begin to pull that heel in towards the butt. Stretching the quad a little deeper. If you're uber flexi bendy and this doesn't feel like enough, you can take that right heel towards the outside of the right hip. Drawing that heel towards the ground. And then releasing the right foot. Let that right foot come back to meet the left, and then bend the left knee. Reach back with the left hand for the top of the left foot and draw that heel in towards the left. If you need to go deeper, you can take that left foot to the outside of the left hip and draw that heel towards the ground. We'll release the left foot down. Press yourself up for Hero's Pose, Virasana. We're going to bring the knees together. So the knees are together, the feet are apart. So we're in the shape of a V. Hands are on the ground. And then you can begin to walk the hands back. Tops of the feet are flat on the floor. We begin to just settle those hips towards the ground. So you may not go far in this pose, and that's okay. So you decide what's safe for your knees and safe for your ankles. So you may stay up here with the weight in the hands. You may be back partially with the hips lifted. Or maybe you're comfortable enough to settle that weight down. Tops of the feet are flat on the floor and the heels are touching the hips. If you're sitting here and everything is still comfortable, then you can put the hands on the tops of the feet, come back on the right elbow and left elbow. Right shoulder, left shoulder, and then take the arms overhead. Only if the hips are on the ground. If the hips are lifted, this is going to not serve your body. This is going to put too much tension on the knees. So stay wherever you are in this pose that works in your body today, and then just breathe there. That's all you have to do. Right? I can't even see you today. So you can just tell me, I was all the way down in Hero's Pose. I was a rock star. You're already a rock star. Wherever you are in Hero's Pose, don't be worried. Right? We just want to open up the body and find more comfort, more freedom here, more energy. And that's all. We have to do that bit by bit by bit. It doesn't come all overnight. And certain parts will always be a little more resistant than others, and that's okay. That's part of this journey. Bring the hands back to the feet if you're lying down. Come up under one elbow and then the other. One hand and then the other, and all of us will come out of the pose, lifting up through the hips, swinging the hips around to the outside of the feet. And we're just going to take a twist. So we're going to let both feet be on the left side. So the right foot, toes are kind of in that left arch. We're going to bring the left hand to the right knee and just take a twist. Sitting up nice and tall, maybe looking over the right shoulder. Breathing that breath from tailbone to top of head. Slowly unwinding. We'll come back up onto the knees. Swing both feet over to the left side, putting the left toes into that right arch. Sit the hips down. Bring the right hand to the left knee and give yourself a twist, looking over the left shoulder. And giving yourself credit. Remember the first time you came to a yoga class, the first time you walked in the door and wondered, what am I doing here? And why did I come? And who brought me here? Right? It took courage to show up in your life, to show up and try this practice. So give yourself credit for the journey that you're on. Coming back, untwisting the spine. Come back up onto those knees, and then we're just going to sit all the way down. We're going to take a butterfly pose. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Taking the thumbs to the arch side of the feet, and the hands just wrap around by the ankles or the tops of the feet. Sit up nice and tall. Let those knees drop down however far they naturally do. And you'll always have one side of the body that's a little tighter than the other. So one knee will be a little higher than the other, and that's okay. And just breathe in and try to allow them to come closer together towards balance and harmony. The end game is to be comfortable in our own bodies so that the breath and energy flows freely. So that we peel away all those layers and we are our true selves. It's go ahead and help those knees come together by simply bringing the hands to the outside of the knees and then inviting them up. And we'll slide those legs out and then sweep the feet out. You can come up onto or off of your sitting bones and then sit back down. Hands come to the floor. And then we'll begin to walk the hands forward. You may not need to walk far at all. You may sit right here and notice the inner groin muscles are getting enough of a stretch. So just stay. If you're required to go deeper to feel something, bring the hands in front and walk them out however far you need to. Keep pressing out through the feet, knees pointing up towards the sky and tailbone pressing down. Top of the head reaching away from the tailbone. And we'll stay here in our breath. And you can walk those hands over towards the right leg. Only going as far as you need to be in a depth of sensation that requires you to pay attention to the breath. A depth of sensation that keeps you here in the present moment. And then slowly walk those hands back through the center. And then take them over to the other side, towards the left leg. Anchoring back through the right hip. Stretching the right side body a little bit. Making sure that right knee is still pointing to the sky, that it doesn't drop inward. Walk those hands back through center. And then begin to walk those hands back in. Take the hands, the outer edges of the legs, bend the knees, and just help the hands slide those legs back. Staff pose, Dandasana. We're going to root through the sitting bones, draw the shoulders back, press into the ground. Take a forward fold, just walking the hands forward, but keeping that length in the spine. Not compromising and bananaing the spine. Keeping that lift. Keeping the length and the stretch in the spine as you fold towards the legs to whatever degree your body is open to today. Feeling that extension and lift on the inhale and the softening and releasing on the exhale. Noticing where you can send the breath to find a little more freedom in the body. One more breath here. Long and slow, full and deep. Taking that breath in and letting it out. We'll take a figure 4, planting the right foot. Planting the left foot. We'll take that right foot over and sit up nice and tall. Breathing into that outer right glute and right hip. Pressing and flexing through the right ankle and right foot. Just noticing your breath. One more breath. Long and slow. Slide that left leg straight. Place the right foot on the ground. Wrap that left arm around the right knee, taking a twist. Right hand on the ground like a kickstand and rotate around, twisting the spine. Bring your awareness to each vertebra through the entire spine. One more breath. Slowly uncurling the spine. Stretch both legs out. Staff pose, Dandasana. Root through the tailbone, reach to the top of the head. And then we'll bend that right knee, take that left foot up and across. Pressing the left knee away from you and the left ankle into the top of the right knee. And then pull the chest towards the shin. And just notice where you feel something. Bring your attention there. And see if you can begin to spread your tension through the whole body. And begin to notice the places that have fallen asleep. Places that can be awake and alive. One more long, slow breath. Settling in and noticing what you can be, what you can dissolve. And then we'll slide that right leg straight up. Place the left foot on the ground to the outside of the right knee and take that right arm, wrap your knee. Left hand behind you like a kickstand and twist. All vertebra aware and engaged. Twisting and opening. And now we'll slowly uncurl ourselves. We'll roll all the way down onto our backs. Bending those knees in. And then just take the legs straight up towards the sky. The knees can stay bent or they can be straight. Maybe make some rotations with your ankles in one direction. And then rotate those ankles in the opposite direction. We'll point and flex the feet. And then let those knees float into the chest and rock and roll left and right. We'll prepare for Shavasana, letting those feet float back to the ground, towards the outer edges of the mat. Let the knees drop in together at the center of the mat, releasing fully through the low back. Allow your eyes to close and your head to be heavy on the mat. Take a long, slow breath in, fill up. Pause at the top of that inhale and then sigh it out. Let everything be heavy on the mat. Letting go of fear, letting go of tension, and breathing into this present moment, to being here and feeling complete, feeling safe and feeling loved and cared for. Taking complete rest in your Shavasana. Take a breath in through the nose, fill up. Pause at the top, open them up, exhale. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, rock your head side to side. Roll over to one side and pause. Hands on the floor, support yourself as you come up to a seat. Allow those hands to float together at heart center and slightly bowing into the hands. With gratitude and love for this practice, for ourselves, for the ability and awareness that we need self-care. And that through our self-care, we are bigger and brighter and stronger to share with those in our lives, to vibrate our energy outward into the universe. To take off the mask and be our true selves. Thank you so much for joining me, for sharing this time and your energy. And I do take requests, as you know. So Liz, thank you for your yin request today. Namaste. Have a beautiful day, you guys. And we'll see you back on your mats again soon. Be safe.